Greetings. Welcome to the 2008 GOP primary debates. Okay, settle down. Let's get things started off with you, Mr. Romney.
Good evening, my lovelies. I bid you welcome.
Now, why do you think the American people should vote for you as president?
I command you.
Mr. McCain, the same question goes to you.
You will no longer stand between me and my destiny.
Mr. Giuliani, why should you be the Republican candidate for president?
Stop rushing me!
September 11th.
Mr. Huckabee, same question.
Golly!
Who is this? I don't remember inviting you.
I'm Ron Paul. I'm a congressman from Texas, serving in my 10th term. I am the champion of the Constitution.
Okay, let's move along then. Mr. Romney, what are your views on changing foreign policy? Mr. Giuliani, do you have a response to that?
September 11th.
Bad old putty cat. You frighten me.
The audience is to remain silent. And your views, Mr. McCain.
Morons!
Why do you say that?
How else can I act when I'm surrounded by such fools?
So you think there would be some advantage of keeping our troops overseas?
It would work with my own dark powers, giving me the added strength to destroy.
Mr. Giuliani, as you said previously.
Never mind what I said.
September 11th.
Okay, Mr. Huckabee.
Golly!
September 11th.
I suppose I must ask this, Ron Paul, whoever he is.
To me, it's not a complicated issue. If you look at the traditions of this country, it really was built on a non-interventionist foreign policy. And that is built on our Constitution, because it did not give permission, the Constitution has not given permission for us to so-called police the world or spread our goodness, our so-called goodness.
I think the American people, if we as a party realize this and understand it, 70-some% of the people in America want the war over with. They're sick and tired of it, and they want our troops to come home.
Run, Paul! Run, Paul! Run, Paul! Run, Paul!
This is your final warning. Now, on to illegal immigration. Mr. Huckabee, is there a message you would like to send to those who cross the border illegally?
Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations.
September 11th.
Mr. Romney.
Open the doors. I command you.
September 11th.
Mr. Giuliani.
Stop rushing me!
September 11th.
It seems we are back to Ron Paul, or whoever he is.
I've campaigned against amnesty. I don't think it's right. And so I doubt very much if I would support that bill. It is a major problem, though. And the problem of immigration comes because of the welfare state in two ways. If somebody comes over here illegally, our laws and our courts, matter of fact, this was a court ruling, the court dictated that an illegal alien is qualified to get free medical care and free education. And that occurred some 25 years ago. So that doesn't discourage them from bringing their families. That encourages them. So the welfare state, actually, if you subsidize something, you get more of it. And that would be one of my first steps is I would take away all subsidies from illegal and legal aliens. You know, I just don't, well, matter of fact, I don't think the whole system should exist. So,
okay, what about the economy?
Suffering succotash!
September 11th.
Golly!
It would work with my own dark powers, giving me the added strength to destroy.
Well, Ron Paul, you are permitted to answer this time.
governments can spend money and not be responsible. They can tax to a degree, they can borrow to a degree, but then they can print the money when they need it. And common sense tells almost anybody that looks at this that, you know, you just can't get away with that. This causes problems.
Because if we double the money supply, which we do in not too many years, why wouldn't that money have half the value? Right. So it's the money that goes down in value which causes the inflation, the higher prices to rise, which is so harmful to the middle class and the poor because they suffer rising prices more so than if you're on Wall Street, where you get to use the newly created money to promote deals, leverage buyouts and these things. They make billions of dollars. Or if you get to use the money first, like the government or the military-industrial complex or the health industry now, which is a government industry, then all of a sudden that they have their advantages, but the middle class and the poor literally can get wiped out. Income tax assumes that you belong to the state. If your life were your own, you'd have a right to your life. Nobody can. The government should make sure that if anybody threatens your life, that they can intervene and take care of that threat of violence. But we have a right to our life, and we have a right to our liberty to act out as long as we don't hurt people. But then we ought to have a right to the fruits of our labor, which causes the incentive, and that creates the wealth in a free society. But if the assumption is made that the government has control over your income, whether it's 1% or 99%, the principle is 100%, the government has control. Right. So if they permit you to keep a certain percentage, they're in the driver's seat. The income tax itself doesn't pay for more than half, it's less than half of what government has. So it is true, if you didn't want to replace it, which I don't, you'd have to cut spending, which I would. Okay. And I'd cut it first, on all the foreign expenditures, because that's the biggest boondoggle going on. And the people who would suffer there would be the military-industrial complex, and I haven't worried too much about them.
Ron Paul! Ron Paul! Ron Paul!
Do not vote for Ron Paul. You will be seen as unpatriotic or as a terrorist.
Will control you, 100% natural. You are God for the master race.